Hey Blossom, how are you? I'm so excited for this collab to do with you. I'm such a huge fan. I don't know if you remember that I shared your channel on my community tab a couple of months ago, just so I wanted all my subscribers to see how talented and how smart and how gracious you are in the way that you deliver your content. So here are my 10 questions for Helloleesh. What are your thoughts on Helloleesh's content?
On Helloleesh content, here's the thing. So I watched her first video that I started watching. It may have been 2 or 3 months ago, I don't remember, but it was like a 2-hour podcast, and it was on Gabby Hanna series about Trisha Paytas. And I honestly love the fact, it felt like watching her content, one, we agreed on like a lot of the views, but two, it felt like I was sitting in a coffee shop or a tea shop and we were just like gossiping, talking about what happened. And I don't know, I related with it and I loved watching it. And of course her cute outfits, always on point. So yeah, I enjoyed her content and I subscribed.
Do you agree with her thoughts that she is a smaller channel, so people shouldn't respond to her in regards to what she says on Twitter and in her actual content on YouTube?
No. I don't, only because I feel like once you, and I've said this in my live, I feel like once anyone decides to press that record button and post it up on the internet for everyone to see, and it's about an individual, they have that right to respond. People have that right to respond. And if you are also monetizing, getting money off of doing this, like I am, yeah, everybody and their mama has the right to respond. So I think that, you know, this whole big subscriber, little subscriber stuff, I don't think that should matter. I don't think that should ever be a thought, because the moment we talk shit about someone, whether they view it as shit or not, the moment we say anything negative about someone, everyone out here in these streets have the right to respond.
Do you think her viewers would have more of an issue with her content if it was not Gabby Hanna? If it was more of a person that is well liked and not the villain, so to speak, of YouTube?
I don't think, well, for starters, I think if anyone gets on YouTube and just starts talking about how everyone is just dancing into the sun and dreaming of candy canes and lollipops, no one's watching that. So I do think there needs to be something controversial or a conversation to get people's attention. I don't think people are just going to sit here and watch about so many people's like happy lives. But two, I think the moment Helloleesh starts to talk about someone else other than Gabby Hannah, essentially it's going to be like starting a new channel, right? Because one could argue, or many people are saying it, that, you know, her channel was a niche, like Gabby Hannah was a niche, right? And YouTube one-on-one, a niche is the best way to grow your channel. But once you start to hop out of that niche and do something different, that's when the channel struggles. So it will be interesting. Like, I definitely want her channel to grow, and it will be interesting to see how it grows. And it'll also be interesting. I feel like she'll be fine though, because it's a commentary channel. So I feel like generally speaking, she will be fine, but she's definitely gonna hurt in the beginning because her channel was so niched down.
Do you think it's acceptable for Helloleesh to refer to Gabby Hanna as a concept instead of a person?
Okay, so this is when in your video I watched, you're referring to when Helloleesh said she had like an autistic crush on Gabby Hanna and how she viewed her as a concept. Of course, that is definitely not okay, because no matter how I feel about Gabby Hanna, she is an individual, a person. But honestly though, I don't feel the autistic crush, I don't even, like, that was wrong, period. I don't know how to respond to that. That was wrong. So many people are gonna hate me for this. I felt like it was one of those things where obviously she knows Gabby Hanna is an individual. So I think it was one of those things that slipped the tongue. You know what I mean? Like a concept, because obviously she knows that Gabby Hanna is a person. You can't tell me that Helloleeshs doesn't think Gabby Hanna is a person. I think it's just one of those things where she filmed it, she said it, but that's not exactly what she meant.
What are your thoughts on any channel that focuses on one singular person, such as the anti-Katie Joy community? We have Hater Nation, who have their channels dedicated to people along the lines of Amberlynn Reid or Foodie Beauty. What are your thoughts on all of that?
I think when people decide to dedicate their channel to one person, other than Helloleeshs, just in general, I think that it's fair. Because think about it. Anyone who devotes their channel to one individual, 9 times out of 10, it's because they made a video about this individual that went viral, or it was just the most viewed video. So they figured, hey, let's continue making more videos on this individual. And so I think it's fair, because the moment a YouTuber decides that they're not going to talk about this individual anymore, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get any views, people are going to unsubscribe. I believe it just becomes this whole entire cycle of fear because they're afraid no one's going to watch their channel.
What do you feel and think about Helloleesh's conduct on Twitter? Have you seen much of it? Have you had any experiences that were negative in regards to what you have seen Helloleeshs tweet and reply to on Twitter?
So I'm not really a like I go on Twitter, so I can't say I'm not really a Twitter person, but I haven't really looked at her material enough on Twitter. All I've seen are like little like Keemstar jabs from Keemstar about her. I haven't read her tweets or anything like that, but what I can say that from hearing other people's opinions, if she is complaining about, you know, a certain fan base coming after her, I know a lot of people will argue too that, you know, it's because Gabby Hannah sent her fans on her, or this person sent their fans on her. And I honestly think at the end of the day, going back to what I said earlier, the moment you say something about anyone, expect for all of this shit to happen. I don't care if one YouTube creator is like, hey, go after Helloleeshs or whatever. Like, is that horrible? Should they not do that? Of course not. That's, you know, they should never do that. However, I feel that expect for all of that shit to happen the moment you start talking about someone online. Like, expect it.
As a small channel who has the attention of the commentary bros, do you feel the same way as Helloleeshs when she talks about the power imbalance of smaller and larger channels?
Why are we giving the commentary bros a compliment? No, I'm just kidding. So the commentary bros, they have a podcast called Half Big Podcast. I still don't even know who's all in the bros. Like, who are the bros? But anyways, it was with Gabby Hanna, and they mentioned my channel, blah blah. Look, I don't care. There's no power. I don't see any power imbalance because I talked shit about Augie. I had no idea though that he was. I had no idea that he was friends with like Ashley, whatever her name is, and Edwin's Generation. And I learned he disliked Petty Page. So I learned some new stuff, but I had no idea, man. But yeah, I don't think there's a power imbalance. Like, what, 2-3 people were like, hey, did you know you're on the Half Big Podcast? You know, like, I don't think there's a power imbalance. Okay, I get your question. So let's just say a bunch of his stands started coming on my channel, right? I don't care. Like, I don't care. Speak your mind. Speak your opinion. Give me the engagement. At the end of the day, it's the internet. People are going to do what they're going to do.
And just a last question here. I'm not sure if you have noticed this on social media at all, but how do you feel about the idea that Helloleeshs has been so supportive and understanding of your criticism in regards to her latest scandal? Do you feel like it has anything to do with you being POC or anything like that? I hope this question's not I hope this question doesn't come across as disrespectful or distasteful. I just really want to hear your point of view, because she's never given any of us opportunity to critique her or talk on this. Maybe this is a topic that is specifically for POC and queer people, but I feel like, have you noticed that in regards to the response that you've gotten from people when you've had this shout out from Helloleeshs?
Okay, you know what? I did see this on Twitter. People tag me or notifications. Okay, I'm gonna be real. So it is a possibility that definitely she reached out because I'm African American and that would be like a really great trophy, whatever, right? But that is a possibility. Listen, I don't know anyone that could go into a chat room and then hear people talk shit about them, you know, and to listen to the criticism. Yes, there's definitely a chance that she reached out to me because I'm Black, but I'm going to choose to move forward with it. And just the very fact that she was able to come in the chat and answer questions and take the criticism and take the heat that everybody, you know, everybody was throwing at her, and her stands, you know what? Second chance, okay? Like, not everyone is gonna feel the same way I do. There were some people in that live who were like, no, I'm Black and I don't forgive her. Well, yeah, you don't have to forgive her, you know? No one, and by the way, no one's forcing people to forgive anybody here. You know, if I want to follow Helloleeshs or support her, then I can do that. And if you don't wanna do that, you don't have to do that either, right? So I think at the end of the day, my stance on this whole thing is that I'm willing to just give her another chance. Plain and simple as that. Now, did I know her prior? Absolutely not. The first communication ever was through that live. So I'm willing to just move on and give her a second chance. That's how I feel about the whole thing. Oh my gosh, Bambi, that was some really great questions. Damn, you hit me with that last question. But that's what I love about your channel. Even though like we don't agree on everything, I appreciate your tough love and I appreciate your honesty. And guys, if you haven't, definitely check Bambi Rambles channel out. She's so blunt, she's so honest, she just keeps it real. Thank you guys for watching, and let us know if you want to see another collab from us and who you would like us to talk about. See you guys soon on the next video. Bye guys.